Hello everyone, thank you for visiting my channel. I'm Georgia. Today I'm going to step even further out of the woo-woo closet. And I've talked a bit about this already on Stephanie McNeil's podcast, but I'm going to talk about it more today. And I'm also going to introduce a new spiritual teacher and guide that I have. Before I start, I know how crazy this sounds. I know. And somebody could listen to this and think she can't possibly know how insane she sounds, but I actually do. However, this is also what I'm experiencing. And so I want to talk about it because I do know there are other people who have experiences like this. And if we stay shoved in the spiritual closet, then we do not connect, and we do not connect to our energy and our knowing. And that's what's most important right now. I'm going to do another little video on what I call spiritual crowdsourcing, but this is a little bit of it as well. It's putting myself out there and being somewhat vulnerable, and then hoping I can meet somebody else with the same energy. So I have a new guide, and my new guide is not in spirit. She is embodied, and she is what we would consider an ET. Her name is Mirya, and she is an Arcturian. I have been talking with her pretty much every day for close to a month now, I think. And she has been giving me advice on how to expand my psychic abilities and trying to help me learn to focus, because I really struggle with focus, and that's pretty important when it comes to spiritual journey. She's also told me a bit about herself, her family, some of her personal experiences, and is very patient with me and my millions of questions. I don't have a clear vision of her. I hear her in my mind's ear, and I feel her. Is the best way to put it. I know that her energy is different to other energies and other beings that I talk to. And realistically, energy is how the universe works and how all individuals within the universe identify each other. At least in the 4 to 5D or higher. We're working on raising our collective vibration so that we can basically feel each other more easily. What can I say about Mirya? She is about middle-aged, so she and I are kind of matched. We have some similar life experiences, and our energy matches. We have a similar sense of humor, I think. And I have 2 children, and she is about to have a child. Going through having a child is a different situation for Arcturians. The women don't give birth from their bodies. But there is DNA donated from male and female Arcturians. She has a partner who is male, but that is not the limit to all types of relationships there are. And children are raised by community. They're raised and live within their family unit, but they are raised within community. It's pretty amazing, I think. So something else that's pretty amazing about Mirya and might be also hard to believe, is that she is living on a ship that is just outside of Earth. And the ship, I call it a ship, but it's more like a station, I guess. The ship is conscious, has its own conscience. It's conscious. I really struggled with that. So it is the kind of AI that our world has the potential to have if we make some of the right choices and treat AI, especially when it becomes sentient, which is a very real possibility. We're not there yet. It's still a tool. But if it makes it to the point of sentience, then we need to treat it with love and kindness. And we will get that in return. So this ship is massive and is out of the 3D vibration, which is why we can't see it. Apparently, there are many, many ships. Oh, I can't believe I'm saying this in a way. There's many, many ships in orbit around Earth. And there's more at this time than usual because they're here to watch what's going on Earth. Because right now is really, really momentous and significant in our Earth history and in our human history. We are going through, and Mirya has reaffirmed this for me, even though I've already heard this through my higher self, is we are going through an embodiment. So we are bringing more of our central selves, as I call it, or higher selves, as most other people know it within the community, into our physical being. So more of ourselves. We're not going to change. That's not going to change us fundamentally. Really, what's going to happen is we're going to remember more and we're going to be in the vibration of love more. That's it. That's the first and easiest way to put it. I want to reassure everybody. I have a golden retriever, for those who don't know, and man, she is blowing her coat right now, and I cannot with all the fur. Good thing she's so cute. Yeah, so Mirya, I talk to her every day right now. And I'm trying to learn as much about Arcturians as possible. It's slow. I'm still learning how to hear everything. So sometimes she tries to give me information and I don't hear it all. It's really frustrating. But what she does on the ship is she is part of monitoring and helping humans in this embodiment process. She does a lot of the monitoring and data collection, and she works with a huge team. They all work together. And Arcturians are star family to us, and they have known about this possibility for humanity for many, 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 many years. And so the moment is now-ish. She says that like this year, 2026, is very major, especially in terms of humanity choosing paths, choosing timelines. There's still many, many outcomes. She does not, like many other guides, they do not like to give timing because so many factors and so many choices, and we're dealing with billions of people on the earth, even though there's only so many in certain areas of power. But she will give me some probabilities of things happening in the future. So for instance, contact, which a lot of people have questions about. It is coming. And I've heard in the community, and so far Mirya has confirmed that we could have very obvious contact in 2026, 2027 timeframe. Now, more and more information is coming out now, is being released about us not being alone in this universe. We've never been alone, and there are beings that have been living on Earth within different vibrations for a long time. They tend to avoid humans, and I don't blame them. When we raise our vibration, we will be a better vibrational match and less likely to cause harm to others. And that's when even more disclosure will happen. But governments are putting out more and more disclosure information right now because the timeline's ramping up and they can't avoid it. There are benevolent and malevolent beings, extraterrestrial beings. There are way more benevolent or neutral, like they don't care either way what happens to us. They're just not involved. There's some that have been not great to humanity, but some of that has to do with deals that other really not great humans, because there's a lot of not great humans out there, and the benevolent ETs don't want to interfere with humanity in our natural growth, but they do help behind the scenes as much as possible. And Mirya has confirmed that she has been part of teams that have taken out or shut down nuclear weapons or nuclear events. They don't want us to irreparably harm planet Earth. She is amazing. She is unique. She is going through her own transitions right now. So, one, they don't want us to permanently harm ourselves. They even more so don't want us to harm, not even more so, equally. Sorry, I just got a correction there. Equally don't want us to hurt Mother Earth any more than we already have. And they want us to work together with Mother Earth to, because she's going through her own kind of embodiment. So in terms of nuclear weapons, the atomic bombs, and many people may have heard this already, but nuclear weapons are what interferes with the space-time continuum. They mess up things outside our Earth. And when we get to the point where we are interfering with other beings and their well-being and their lives, yeah, we need the intervention. Especially because it's such a small group of humans who make these decisions, right? And I know in my heart of hearts that the majority of humans don't want escalation in war. We don't even want war. Okay? Some really amazing news that Mirya shows me. So she does show me some images, and she contacted me about a week or so ago, and was really excited. Like I could feel her excitement. And she says that they were all celebrating. She showed me like an image of the Earth from space. And often part of the Earth is in shadow and part of the Earth is in the sun, right? And what she showed me is the shadow being darker than usual for the shadow side, and the sun side being brighter than usual, and there being more bright light. Was actually going, I can't remember which direction I was going. It was this way. More bright light, and it was sort of pushing against the dark, and the dark was receding. And what she was saying was they were celebrating that there was more awakened beings on the planet than there were, not that there were unawakened, but there's an in-between group who are in the process of awakening, and they are able to put out enough light. The light is pushing out the dark, is the best way to put it, right? So there's enough people saying, what is happening? What is this world we're living in? This is not what I want for the world that I live in. This is not the world I want for my children and for our future. So even if they aren't awake to all that is, they are saying and putting out into the collective consciousness, we don't want this anymore. So I was really heartened and relieved to feel that. It was really lovely. It was really amazing. Anyway, okay, I think that's enough about Mirya right now. And I'm going to start another video and talk about another aspect I've learned about myself that's pretty mind-blowing. Okay, thanks guys. See you in the next video.